Hi, Maple here. I've been asked to create some content for after a busy day, getting ready to go to bed, just something you can do, a little routine to get you in the mood to get cozy, unwind, and hit the hay. So this is exactly what this is. The only prop I might recommend towards the end of class would be a single yoga block if you have it. Otherwise, it's not a worry. And let's just go ahead and dive right in. So to start, let's take Sukhasana. It's a seated pose. Take your right leg crossed in front of your left, and we're just going to cross right about where the shins, so crossing at the shins. Sitting up tall, always thinking of a nice long spine, a slight tuck of your chin, and you can rest your hands on your shins. Shoulders soften down the back. Stay for about 3 soft breaths, breathing in through your nose, filling up, pulling oxygen to the brain, maybe holding for a moment, retaining the breath, and then exhaling either out the nose or your mouth. 2 more breaths like that, full, deep, cleansing inhales. Tension relieving exhales. 1 more full breath in. Full breath out. And from here, grabbing onto our shins gently. Think cats and cows as you inhale, pull your heart forward. Keep your sits bones grounded, really arching the back forward here. Heart is open. And when you exhale, round your spine, chin towards chest. Staying seated on the sit bones, arching the back, and almost like you have this hollowed out cavern coming right at your abdomen. Just repeat that with your breath. Now, you can go slow and let your breath match your movement. And if you wanted to add a little firepower to it, inhale through the nose when you reach your heart forward, and then exhale as you send it back, but start to make it faster. Breathe in, out. Maybe close your eyes. Feel the rhythm in your body. Letting go of any bits of tension from the day. 3, 2, and 1. Nice long spine. Take a full breath in. Retain it at the top. And part your lips. Exhale the breath all the way out. Nice. And from here, you can blink your eyes open if they're closed. Keep the sitting bones grounded. We're just going to stretch forward a little bit. So option to come to the palms. Maybe if it's accessible, you can lower down to your forearms, or even bring that block in right now and place it under the elbows if that feels better in your body. Reaching through the crown of your head, trying to keep some natural structure, curvature to the spine here, so we're not completely rounding out and closing, just lowering, folding from hip creases. And maybe you walk your palms to the right and then to the left. And then come through center, support yourself with palms, and rise back up to a long spine. And switch out your legs. Sukhasana now with the left leg in front. The right leg is tucked back a little bit. Cross at the shins. Now draw your palms out towards your knees. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Just take 3 nice slow breaths. Letting your breaths feel like nourishment. Full inhales, oxygen to the brain. Pull it right through the centers. And now 1 more cycle of breath. Full inhale. Let it go. And now with your hands on your knees, we're going to pull the heart forward. That's your inhale. As you exhale, round your back. Inhale and exhale. Sitting bones stay grounded. You can go nice and slow, matching breath to movement, or you can add on more of that firepower breath if you've got some energy to get rid of before your evening settles in. And with our palms a little bit wider here on our knees, we're arching and rounding more into the upper spine than we were when our palms were lower down our legs. 3 more. And 2, and 1. Sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And maybe you blink eyes open if they were closed. Start to walk your palms forward so you can get some roundness in the spine while still following that structure of your spine without the complete folding and rounding and hunching into the shoulders and upper cervical spine here. Just take a moment, and then option to walk your palms to the left, stretch it out, keep the sit bones down, the right hip down, and walk it over to the right. And come back through center and support yourself up. Shift forward either by over the knees or off to one hip. Come to all fours, tabletop pose. Nice. Nice tabletop pose. Root down into your palms. Spread the fingers wide. Press in between the thumbs and index fingers. There's grounding flesh, grounding points in traditional Chinese medicine. Right there in that flesh between the thumb and index. So from here, extend your right toes back, tucked into the mat, and just stretch back through the hamstring. Press through the heel. Small movements, but just feeling it, letting it feel good. Maybe the calf feels like it's getting a nice stretch here as well. And then we're going to pause that movement and lift the right leg up to a hover. And keep the leg active, so if you feel more active with flexed toes or pointed toes, either way, it's up to you. And if this feels all right and stable, root down in your right palm. Maybe lift your left hand up. You can tent it off the ground, hover it just a little, or reach it out and forward. Now use your right glute to squeeze up. So we do have some activation here of our muscles. I want to make sure we ring out the day. Pull your belly towards the sky. And if you'd like to, you can keep your palm here, your left hand. You can take it back to the ground, or maybe slowly extend it behind you like you're flying your arm back, getting a little bit of shoulder movement, and just feeling the body hold in a different way. Still so active in that right leg, that right glute, that right hamstring, quad. Also wringing out some of the kidney area, some of the organs, and flushing energy through them. Stay for a breath in. When you exhale, bring your left palm to the ground and your right knee to the ground, and start to sway your hips out to the side. Give them a little bit of a break. Go left to right, right to left. Nice, and then tuck your toes and send your hips on top of your heels, interlace to your palms. Let's roll out our wrists, since all of that tabletop business can be a little bit much. Take another moment. Nice, and then we're gonna take it back to tabletop pose when you're ready. Come back down. Palms are to the shoulders, extend your left leg back, tuck your toes, and just energetically press forward and back through that heel. Nice long leg, stretching out. Maybe you feel it in your hip flexor on that left there, the groin. Find some engagement of your inner thighs, so squeeze that left inner thigh in towards the right. Active in the right leg as well. When you're ready, pause, shoulders over wrists, and hover your left leg. Activate your left leg. And start to tent up the right fingertips, maybe feeling the freedom here to reach your arm forward. Activate your core, pull your navel in. We're just holding for a couple breaths. If you'd like to, start to fly your right palm back by your right side, reaching for the back wall. Thumb is down towards the ground now as you reach back. And squeeze your shoulders down your back a little bit. Reach through the crown of your head, slight tuck of your chin. Your gaze is at the mat in front of you. Another round of breath. Squeeze your left glute, lift the left leg just a little bit more. And then bring your right palm down, your left knee down, and find your hip circles once again, swaying out deeply, all the way back, hips to heels, releasing the low back. When you're ready, tuck your toes. Let's meet in downward facing dog, sending the hips to the sky, pedaling your heels up and down, bending the knees. Still active in your palms, pressing through the grounding flesh, sending the shoulders up and away from your ears. Nice long lines of energy as you extend the hips to the sky. Maybe finding some stillness in your dog about now, if you're ready. Bringing the backs of your thighs to the back wall. You can always keep the knees bent, whatever you need for hamstring mobility.
Try to root the heels towards the mat. They don't ever have to touch, but just actively pressing, reaching for the mat. Nice. Bend your knees a little bit and walk your feet forward, your hands back so you meet in the middle. And you can bend the knees so that your torso rests on your thighs. Just bow the crown of your head to the ground for a moment, and maybe you walk your palms left and right, right and left. Distribute the weight from right to left and left and right. And then pause right through center, folded right there. Now we're gonna roll up to standing one vertebrae at a time. So root in your feet, chin in the chest, start to rise up to standing. And at the top, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your thumbs to your sternum. Nice. When you inhale this time, tee your arms out nice and wide. And when you exhale, cross your right arm in front of your chest. Capture the right upper arm with your left palm. Bend your right elbow so your hand rests on the back of your left shoulder. And we're gentle pressure here. Apply gentle pressure to stretch into the back of the right shoulder, the back of the deltoid, all the muscles back there, the trapezius. Drawing your tailbone towards the ground. Maybe your eyes are closed, maybe they're open, but keep your focal point forward, your nose forward, chin slightly tucked. On your next inhale, extend your arms out to the sides once again. And this time, left elbow on the exhale bends, crossing your arm across the chest. Capture above the left elbow with your right palm and gently press back. Navel pulls into spine. Knit your ribs in and down. Breathe. Nice. And on your next breath in, tee your arms out wide, thumbs to the sky. When you exhale, you can release your arms by your side. And we're going to step out wide, wider than our hips. And really root down through the outer legs, the outer edges of your feet. Press down. You can have soft bends in the knees, but actively root in the heels. Feel the legs slide up. Tee your arms out nice and wide again. We're going to start to activate a little bit of our organs, the large intestines, the small intestines. Wring them out. Take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, left palm to your right shin, just twist down. Maybe you touch the shin, maybe you hang. You can always bring a block in here as well. Kind of look towards the right side if that's comfortable in your neck. And on your inhale, come all the way up through center. Nice long spine. So really taking your time with your breath. And now to the other side, right palm to left shin as you exhale. Soft bend in the knees. Send the weight towards your toes a little bit, but keep the heels rooted. Inhale, breath to rise. And just like that with your breath, use the exhale to find that twisting action, compressing the organs. And your inhale is your breath to rise. And just one more time each side, full breath. Nice and slow. I invite you to slow it down. Last time, finish it off. Full exhale, get that twisting action. Spine stays long. Inhale for the rise. And exhale, bring your hands into your heart. And then release your hands. We'll come in, face the top of our mat. Take a big breath in, finding your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And on an exhale, let's bend our knees a little bit forward, fold, releasing palms all the way to the ground as you fold in half. Then finding a halfway lift. Inhale to extend the backs of your thighs to the back wall. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Slight tuck of your chin. Reach and long through the crown of your head. And then bend your booty. Send your hips all the way to the ground. Nice. I'm going to close off with a couple stretches. I'm going to start with the right leg long in front of you. And like a half tree or a tree, take the left sole of foot in towards the right inner thigh or anywhere that feels comfortable. Sitting in the sit bones grounded with the hips forward so they're parallel with one another. Take a breath in. And as you exhale from the hip creases, fold over your leg, maybe grabbing anywhere along the shin, the ankle, or the foot.
And then this is where a block can come in. You can put it at any level to support underneath your head right here as you fold down. Keep your right foot active, so flex the toes. Your leg might be generously bent here wherever your hamstring and flexibility, mobility is currently. See if you can soften. Create space with your inhale breath. Take your spine, think length, and then space in between the vertebra, space in between your ribs. And cleansing breath exhales, just releasing anything you don't need to carry with you. Just about another cycle of breath. Nice. And gently press your palms into the mat. Support yourself up as you come up to a nice long spine. Now we're going to slightly bend the right knee, plant the right foot, and slide the left leg that's on the ground over towards the middle of the mat so that your left heel comes towards your right hip, keeping the sitting bones grounded. Now, if it's accessible for you, you can stay here or take that right foot planted on the outer edge of your left leg that's now bent. Just note if you have any knee pain, you can extend your left leg from here and just keep that left leg long and active for our seated twist. Nice. Bring your right palm behind your sacrum on the ground. Reach your left palm up as you're facing forward. Still take an inhale. Then exhale, twist over to that right inner thigh. Perhaps your elbow crease wraps the knee. Perhaps your elbow comes to the outer thigh. Or somewhere in between. Think lengthening the spine. So tail to base of skull. Keep that all lined up. Press your right big toe into the mat. Anchor down. Take a breath in to lengthen. And take a breath out to twist. And your focal point is anywhere in front of you that's comfortable for the neck. So maybe gaze is in the same direction as your heart, or maybe you look back past your right shoulder. Now, if you're feeling open in your shoulders or you're notoriously flexible and open, feel free to add a little bind on here. You can take your left palm, kind of thread underneath the right leg, so underneath the calf and thigh, just barely reaching back. Take your right palm to your low back if you feel stable and grounded in your hips, and maybe capturing your hands here. And if you get to this point, you can always use a belt or a strap or grab onto a shirt or a towel. And try to kind of pull the shoulders back into place a little bit. Then find your extension with your gaze. And just 2 cycles of breath. Keeping your core tight here, that will also help protect in the low back. 1 more round of breath. Nice. Now, as you exhale, if you had the bind, release it. Bring your right palm back behind your sacrum. Slide your left palm down your outer left shin. Capture the outer pinky toe side edge of your foot. Sort of lean back. Keep the spine long. Sit bones still grounded. Breathe in. Start to lift your knee into your chest. And exhale, kick your heel forward. You might stay quite bent depending again on mobility of the hamstring and hips, or just kick and flex those toes forward. Option to reach up in your right hand. And just pause here, feel open, get the deep stretch. Just 1 more round of breath. And slowly bend your knee, take your gaze forward, release your foot to the ground. We're gonna start all that on the other side. Take your left leg forward in front of you, activate your leg, flex your toes, and bring your right solo foot towards the inner thigh. Make sure your hips are grounded and facing forward. Shoulders and hips are stacked right here. Maybe your block comes in because you might want to rest your forehead on it. Take a deep breath in as you reach up. Keep all this extension and expansion in the side body. And from the hip creases, we fold, hinge as you fold over the left leg. And let your arms land where they feel comfortable. You can always adjust. Try to rest your forehead down, keeping this natural shape to the spine without over folding. Find a few breaths here as you keep active in your left leg. Hips stay in the ground. You can always stay up on forearms or just palms into the ground, shoulders down the back as well. So many options.
breathe in again, start to support up with your palms. You can take the block off to the side. Plant your left foot, bending your left knee towards the air. Slide your right heel over to the outer left hip. Make sure your sitting bones stay rooted, and then possibly taking your left foot all the way over to the outer right thigh. Root down in that big toe. Nice. Bring your left palm behind your sacrum. Reach your right arm to the sky. Take an inhale. And exhale, twist to your left towards that inner thigh. And bringing your awareness from the ground up in your shape, just rooted hips, rooted left big toe, long spine. And then use the exhale to twist. And if you know you want to add on that bind, thread the needle through here. Your right palm threads through in between that, underneath the left leg, between the thigh and the calf, and then bring your left palm to your low back, possibly grabbing the hands, or again, a shirt or belt or something, a yoga strap. Inhale for that length, and exhale for your twist. And soften over the muscles in your face. One more inhale, and twist. Last little bit here as you exhale. And gently release your left palm back to support underneath you. Slide your right palm down your left outer thigh. Capture the pinky toe side of your foot. Inhale to shift back a little bit. Keep your spine long, squeezing your knee into your chest. And then exhale, extending your leg forward. Keep your heel in line with your hip. Keep your toes active. And keep your gaze and your twist still slightly over to the left, perhaps lifting and hovering your left palm as well. Stay rooted in your sit bones. Shoulders soft from the ears. Active in the leg, strong in the belly. Just one more cycle of breath. And slowly release your left palm to support you. Release your left leg to the ground. Unwind that twist. You can grab under your thighs, maybe extend your legs, shake it out a little bit. And so from here, I would recommend going into a Shavasana if you would like. Stay there for 5 minutes or longer. Maybe you're just ready to go right to bed if this is your evening practice to close out your day. Otherwise, just take a few moments. Sit up tall, shoulders down your back, hands down on your legs somewhere on the thighs. Find a couple deep rounds of breath, just like we started, breathing in through your nose, and your choice as you exhale either out the nose or out of your mouth. And think of one good thing you can pull out of your day, one positive thought, one instance that happened that makes you smile or feel like humanity has hope. If you'd like to close out together, you can bring your thumbs to your sternum, Anjali Mudra, bow your chin into your chest. Thanks so much, friends, for being here, for your time. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a great night. Namaste. See you next time. Sleep well.